It's good. Good snap. Good snap. It's good. Good snap.
Hello, wrestling fans, and welcome to the Good Snap podcast. I'm Xander Rose, and with me is my tag partner, Chris Zorba. Zorba, how you going, buddy?
Yeah, good, man. How you going?
Yeah, very good, mate. Very good.
Yeah.
Today is a very special guest, Mr. Dan Archer. He's also the co-owner of Slam Pro Wrestling League in Canberra. Dan Archer, how you going, buddy?
Good. How we going?
Good, mate. Good. What's happening?
Oh, not much. Very keen for tonight's episode. How you guys?
Flying. Doing very well.
Good, mate.
Doing
Good.
very well. A little bit tired from work, but, you know, the wrestling podcast does not stop.
That's it.
So, mate, when did you start watching wrestling?
When I was around 4 or 5 years old, I actually discovered wrestling through WWF Warzone on the PlayStation 1. So I discovered a video game before I actually knew what wrestling was. So I thought it was like a fake made-up character boxing game or something. And my dad's like, no, that's wrestling. There's, moves and holds, because all I was doing was hitting the punch button on repeat. So we went to the video store and we hired King of the Ring 97, and that's the first time I saw actual live wrestling. I was like, oh my God, the guys from the video game are real life people. Like, it was pretty mind-blowing.
No, good. But Warzone, that was
That's
a
all
claim.
the characters are standing like this. They're just standing
Shocking
still.
game. Shocking game. One
It
of
was
the
their
worst games ever.
first
Yeah.
3D one for WWF, heavily 1997 based, but surprisingly a deep momentum system in that game. If you go back and play it, you got to use a lot of button combinations, but if you get the crowd on your side, it becomes easier to pull off moves. And it's not the best gameplay system, but surprisingly deep.
That's for sure, because you know which game is the best of all time back then. You know, Revenge.
Revenge, it depends. Yeah, if you're a WCW fan, that's Revenge all the way. But nothing beats No Mercy. If you're
No mercy. No
WWF,
mercy. Good, man.
Orientated.
Yeah, well, don't get me wrong. No Mercy is better because obviously it came after, in the sense that. But for me, Revenge. I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't.
Revenge.
big WCW
Revenge was the best. That was my favorite too. The NWO and oh man, Disco Inferno. You can actually do Disco Inferno in a game. That will never happen ever again.
That's definitely for sure.
Nah, I actually have. I don't have Warzone. I got ECW. They made a version of it, the exact same game with ECW wrestlers. I've still got it.
Reskinned attitude. Yeah.
To this day, I still don't know how to play it. It baffles me. The buttons, I have no idea.
Shocking.
But yeah.
Now,
So,
Revenge.
yeah.
The N64 games were far superior than the PS1 stuff, but I had a PS1 as a kid, so that's kind of what I grew up on, was the SmackDown games and the Acclaim games, the Warzones and the ECW ones.
Ah, nice. How did you actually get into the industry?
So used to go to the live shows in Canberra all the time as a kid. Back when it was the original CPW, and when it eventually branched off into PWA. So you had PWA Canberra, PWA Sydney, all the different branches. So I go to those shows all the time, but they eventually kind of faded out, and there wasn't really much of a scene in Canberra. But then when I was in high school, I saw a poster after many years of not attending a live show for a local company. And I was like, oh, keen to go to a live show again. So I went along with my dad and saw a couple guys from my high school who I had no idea had any interest in it, who were on the show. So I was like, oh, well, I've always loved wrestling. Kind of was looking to get into training when I was a bit younger, but most places you'd have to be 18, or, all the training was in Sydney and a bit far out of my radius. But then I saw, look, these guys from my school are actually already doing it, and kind of had a chat to them and got into it from there.
Oh, nice.
Awesome.
Okay. It's good hearing these sort of stories, like how different people get into the industry and stuff. It's really interesting. And it's always going to a live show that sort of drags you more into it, and
just kind of they kind of just popped up out of nowhere for me, because I don't think it was pretty well advertised for that few years where I didn't see any live shows.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just funny to see guys that I talked to at school who were involved in pro wrestling, but I had no idea until I saw them in a show.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, no, it's good. Live shows are a lot of fun though. Even to go like just the local joints and stuff like that. They're a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely.
So obviously, you've been in the business for quite a while. Like, do you have like a favorite wrestler, and you've been watching it for quite a while? Do you have a favorite wrestler of all time, like who you look up to? When
I've got kind of a large list of like most inspirational, I guess, wrestlers and gimmicks that I kind of take from or have been really impressed with. So I can give you a little rundown. So we got Taz from ECW,
okay,
Nice.
Jerry Lawler, so like Memphis era Jerry Lawler, very underrated, very underappreciated. Like him and Andy Kaufman's rivalry, probably one of the best of all time, and I don't think it gets enough attention. Dynamite Kid and Tiger Mask, again, amazing feud. Their collection of matches from the early '80s are incredible.
Yeah.
Sasha Banks, fantastic, probably one of the best in-ring workers in WWE, man or woman. Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle, Ric Flair. Again, like kind of on everyone's lists, or at least up there.
Yeah.
But yeah, in-ring work, especially character work for Flair, like incredible stuff. The Destroyer. Maybe you guys know much of the Destroyer, early territory masked wrestler.
Heard of the name? I have heard of it.
Yeah, he was around kind of in the 50s, 60s, 70s, all the way up to early 90s.
Okay.
One of the first like big mask gimmicks, first guy to ever merchandise himself. So he had two mask characters, and he would do a mail-in order and sell copies of his mask. So he was kind of the first one to actually go into merchandising, and this was like in the 60s and 70s. But yeah, there's a lot of great matches of his kind of when Japanese wrestling was first starting. He had a televised match against Ricky Dozan, which had 70 million TV viewers across America and Japan. So yeah, another really good one to check out. Of course, NWO Sting
Yeah.
from WCW, and El Dandy.
Yeah,
Okay.
El Dandy, I remember him. Yeah. El Dandy was, he also wrestled in WCW too, didn't he?
Yeah, in WCW. Like great
Yeah.
technical wrestler, definitely a jam-up guy. Very
And
underrated.
you said Tiger Mask. Who was that? Was that someone? It was, eh?
Yeah, Tiger Mask was one of the early New Japan gimmicks based off like a comic book TV show character, and they've had several versions of it since the 80s. But the original Tiger Mask, Satoru Sayama, probably one of the best high flyers, like the kind of innovator of high flying and technical wrestling from that time period. Definitely, yeah. Tiger Mask versus Dynamite Kid, any of their matches from Japan, or even there was one in Madison Square Garden that is on the network.
Yeah,
Just,
right.
yeah, can't beat it.
And you said, who was Kurt Angle as well, and Dynamite Kid. So Dynamite Kid, so I guess as well, if Chris Benoit wasn't such a anyway, things that happened, I guess he would have been one of your picks.
Yeah, it's like
in ring.
a very much of a copy of a Dynamite Kid. I'd say Dynamite Kid probably still the better version, but that's my opinion.
Definitely very similar. Okay, so I mean, when I saw you wrestle, I seen you got the the bow and arrow at the back. What inspired your gimmick?
Inspiration for my gimmick, I did used to do archery again as a kid and through high school. So I did that competitively, competed at national level for a couple of years, but kind of that hobby kind of faded out. And yeah, when I started, I just had kind of a generic white meat babyface gimmick and kind of looking to expand from there. So my mum actually came up with the name Dan Archer. Said, "Why don't you do something with your archery stuff?" I thought, "Oh, that's pretty cool. Like, come out with the bow and arrow, and that'll give you like a logo and a name to kind of run with." So, previous sporting background, I guess you could say, was the inspiration.
So you're like a full legit archer. I love that.
Yeah, legitimately, shot the longbow. So yeah, I was pretty good, but yeah, wrestling and other things have taken over from there.
Ah, awesome. And you've also been in the ring with some of the best Aussie talent. I mean, who's been your favorite opponent so far?
I would say from the series of matches we've had over the last kind of 4 years, Luke Watts, definitely. We've wrestled all over Australia, several different promotions. I think we always bring out the best in each other. He's just an incredible wrestler who's been doing it for a long time. Probably one of the most underrated people in the country, I would say. So he's definitely one.
Definitely.
Yeah, he's exciting in the ring, man. I've seen him perform. I've seen yourself perform as well before, and yeah, he's a lot of fun in the ring. And I like the scream that you do when you get hit.
That's I think. I think a good heel needs to be somewhat of a bitch or a chicken.
I love it, man. Keep it up because it's actually really funny because you can hear the crowd get into it as well. Because I was watching one of your matches last time on YouTube as well that I've seen, and you got slapped and you do this massive yell, and then the crowd starts.
Yeah,
that's know, as much as you're a heel, you don't want them behind you, but it's fun them doing that because they're that's awesome.
Yeah, it's never fails to get the right reaction. I feel like
something so simple, but it's so good to get the crowd behind you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
And you were saying also with Luke Watts how you got this chemistry. Let me tell you, you and him at All Star there, I saw you at the match, and it was probably my favorite match of the night, to be honest. And I said that to Luke as well when he came on. But really good, man. You do have a wonderful chemistry together. But even as I was watching both of you, like you do, you have your set moves and whatnot, but just I don't know. There was something about that match. I said to one of the guys I was with, I'm going, mate, this is so entertaining. This match here, and I really enjoyed it. But kudos to both of you guys because really good.
Yeah, definitely my favorite of the night as well, I reckon.
Yeah, definitely.
So you've said that you've gone pretty much wrestled all over the states and different feds and stuff like that. Do you have like a particular highlight of your wrestling career?
I'd say the highlight came in December when Slam had its first event in Canberra. Completely packed out the Ainsley Football Club. I've never had a show with such a, buzzing full crowd like that. And yeah, obviously we've put a lot of effort into getting things up and running in Canberra and kind of trying to rekindle the scene down here. And seeing it all pay off for that first event was extremely rewarding and very exciting to kind of see where it's going to go from there. And just being in front of a crowd like that, it's something like a feeling you're trying to chase. I guess each and every time. So hopefully, I guess we're on track for another similar show next Saturday. We've already sold over 400 tickets, mostly return customers. So we're hoping to get to our 500 capacity for that club venue. So
that's awesome.
Pretty exciting.
And also you got a really stacked card on the show too, don't you? Who's some of the wrestlers?
We got people coming from all over. So we've got guys from Newcastle Pro Wrestling like Headhunter Rig, Dazza, Matt Diamonds. Got guys from Melbourne. Flex is coming down to take on Crofty from Canberra. Yeah, it's something that a lot of people from all over the country are trying to get in on. Seems to be a kind of mesh of all the best from around.
What about a couple of old Greek guys who are retired? You want to come up or?
Look, guys, that's good news. There's still plenty of bronze tickets available. So www.slamprotix.com.au. You can certainly be in the room.
So Xander, he's going to be in the crowd, not in the ring.
There's plenty of seats left
for us to tag again because we'll tag team, partners and stuff. And I kept on telling him, let's go one more match. It's like, oh no, man, no. I'm like, one more. And now look, he's put every person he gets on and goes, oh, how about two more guys? In the crowd. I'll be in the crowd.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
It's awesome, man. So so obviously you're wrestling for Slam, is that right? Do you wrestle for any other federations at the moment?
Currently I'm kind of winding back on interstate bookings. quite busy with other work and family stuff. So kind of putting all my energy and effort into Slam at the moment. We're going to have a lot more upcoming dates announced very shortly. So it's really going to be all about getting the Slam brand kind of pumping in Canberra and the surrounding regions.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, hopefully it does well, man. Well, 400 tickets, that's pretty good. So
yeah, great
It's really
sign
good.
of a pre-sale. Plus, we still got a week to go. We're going to have some advertising on Canberra's biggest radio station next week, and then hopefully some walk-ins to kind of sell it out and take up all the seats.
yeah,
Nice.
Yeah.
So, what are your goals in the future in terms of your wrestling career, though?
As far as actually wrestling, I am pretty realistic about it. It's not something that a lot of people say, "Oh, my dreams to get main event WrestleMania and win the world championship." Yeah, I don't see that as any kind of realm of possibility or even something I'd be interested in pursuing. I think it's definitely all about building this kind of, I wouldn't even say local promotion, but just a very good promotion based on the principles and ideas that we've been formulating over the last few years. I can see myself possibly, once I'm in a lot better shape and with a bit more experience, possibly going over to Japan for a quick tour or something, or to America for just a couple of dates, but nothing seriously like I'm trying to get on AEW or WWE or anything like that. I'll leave that to the crazy people.
Yeah, that's to get over to Japan and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of guys are obviously try to focus with that because obviously WWE to get into that's just, I don't know,
Really
difficult,
hard.
I guess, and very hard, and a lot of work, a lot of
Yeah.
money.
That's right. I think it's a bigger commitment than I'm willing to put out there at the moment.
Yeah, no, nice, fair enough. So do you have any advice for any up and coming wrestlers and the people that want to get into the business?
I would say the biggest thing would be don't do what I did. I started when I was 16, which I guess I don't think is a good thing. I think you should be 18 and fully ready to commit to doing this. I think a lot of people rush to get on events and shows well before they're ready, which is kind of cheating the ticket payer out of their money. And I'm very guilty of it. Wrestling in Canberra, I wrestled on shows from when I was 16 to present.
Wow.
I don't think people should really be getting on events and shows with shit gear, shit bodies, shit fitness, and no training. I would say if you're really serious about doing it, find a good school. Make sure you get a good look, a good character, proper wrestling gear. Don't rush into it because I kind of do regret. Even though I'm very thankful for getting in early and getting the opportunity to get in front of a crowd and to kind of live the dream when you're a 16-year-old. I think it's looking back, it was pretty cringeworthy. A lot of the stuff that I did in some of the matches that, if I paid money to see that, I would be very unhappy as the ticket buyer. So I would say, don't start till you're absolutely ready. Find a good school, invest in yourself, and invest in your look and your gimmick.
So, I mean, your upcoming shows, where can the fans check you out? Where are you going to be wrestling?
So definitely, if you're in the Canberra area or surrounding regions, Goulburn, Short Drive, Albury, Wagga, Yass, come and see us next Saturday night, March 26th. Slam Pro Wrestling League is live at the Ainsley Football Club. We're going to be announcing a few extra dates that night. I would say, definitely come check us out in Canberra if you're in that area. We're also going to be in Goulburn within the next few months for a few shows. There's also mainly based out of Canberra, but we're going to be branching out into the surrounding regions very shortly. But definitely next Saturday night, if you're in the area or within driving distance, you won't regret it.
And also your socials for yourself, your Dan Archer socials, and also the Slam Pro Wrestling League.
Find Dan Archer at Dan Archer Pro Wrestler. That's the same for Instagram and Facebook. That's really all I'm on. For Slam, find us at Slam Pro League. That's the same everywhere. So Instagram, Facebook, Should have YouTube as well once we get that up and running. But yeah, all the content's on Facebook. Check us out.
Awesome. Well, buddy,
Awesome.
that's going to do us for today. Thank you so much for coming on.
No worries. Thanks for having us, guys.
No worries.
Yeah, keep doing what you're doing. Hopefully, we'll see
Yeah.
you down at a Slam show in the near future.
No worries, mate. Hope to see you again soon. Good luck in the future with all your events. I'm sure you'll be absolutely smashing it up there. But guys, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and like our Facebook page. This is us signing off. See you next time.
So yeah.